The London FTSE 100 is about 1.09% as we speak. The rest of the markets are looking pretty good. Even on the back of that, gold is taking a bit of a backseat as investors get into riskier assets. But one company that is getting seriously hit, and the numbers are coming out, is the British Airways owner, IAG, saying, well, the pilots' crisis, or what you call the strike action, actually cost the company about £121 million, and there's a profit warning on the radar. So let's put a few of this and a few other questions to Juliana Olayinka, my colleague out of our London studios, for a bit more details. Juliana, the British Airways, the strikes are over, but the wages of that strike is hanging in there on the company.
It certainly is, Bosun, and as soon as IAG, the parent company of the embattled airline, announced this profit warning, shares in IAG dipped 3% at the start of early trading, and that's because, of course, all of the things that you've just lined out, you know, that 48-hour strike, the first strike in their 100-year history, completely crippled them. It cost them about £121 million. Of course, there was another strike that was due to take place tomorrow, actually, the 27th of September. But BALPA, the union that covers most of their pilots, they pulled out of that strike. They're hoping that they can renegotiate with BA to get an increase of that 11.5% pay rise. But because BA didn't want to pay out to passengers, if you don't give a 2-week notice to passengers, you have to pay out their full cost of the air ticket plus compensation. BA didn't want to do that, so they cancelled about 4,500 flights. So in actual fact, they're down £191 million, 121 belonging to that 48-hour walkout earlier this month, and the excess is on those cancelled flights. This is 6% off their profits. If you look at year to year, last year they were doing extremely well, which is one of the reasons why these pilots want their money. But yeah, not looking good for IAG. It's going to take a lot for them to reinstate all of the pride that they've had, what the British people have had in BA, because of course a lot of people now don't trust them.
Interesting. Okay, so give us a sense of the broader markets. I could see you folks in London are leading major European bourses today in terms of how the equity market is revving up. It looks like whatever is happening in the parliament, whatever the impeachment scenario out of Washington and all of that, investors think this is the time to just have a feel good, isn't it?
Absolutely, Bosun, and it's interesting because we've got so many international companies trading on the FTSE, the London Stock Exchange. Anytime sterling's low, typically the FTSE is much higher. So let's look specifically at those numbers. At intraday, the FTSE All Share is up 0.96%. The FTSE 100, as you said earlier, is doing amazing, up 1.10%. And the FTSE 250 is up 0.43%. As I said, currency is not great. The British pound is down on the US dollar by 0.06% this afternoon, up on the euro by 0.05%, and down on the Japanese yen by 0.23%.
It's a good day for stocks and equities. And as you said, this is a day when investors were taking some pullback on gold, on silver, even crude oil. So it's a give it to equities. It's a stock market day. But again, let's play some ball here, shall we? Liverpool has been denied the permission to trademark the name, the word Liverpool in its football services and products. But the club says the fight is not over yet. They want to fight it all the way. This is one one club side that everyone knows about, Liverpool. So what's in the name, really? Is it not Shakespeare who said that? Who wrote that? What's in the name?
What's in a name? Well, a lot to a lot of people, especially if you're from Liverpool. Following, gosh, I know Liverpool fans will be watching, so I need to read this.
You need to be very
They
careful.
secured their 6th European Cup victory earlier this year, and they were riding on a high. And their CEO Peter Moore said, "Right, this is a good time to go to the Intellectual Property Office and try and clamp down that name Liverpool." He insists that the reason why he did it is because Liverpool, and I'm sure several other football clubs across the world, are battling with counterfeit. It's a multi-million-dollar, possibly billion-dollar business. People selling fake scarves, fake football kits, etc., etc. So they decided to do that. And as soon as they did that, they were met with fierce opposition, and not just from people within Liverpool. A lot of fans who go to Anfield weren't happy. They wasn't sure why and if his reason was plausible. So the application has been denied. And I must say, actually, Bosun, Liverpool have put a statement out on their official website, and they said they will not be appealing, that they accept the backlash from some of the fans and people within Liverpool, and they've accepted the judgment. So yes, it's a done and dusted case. Liverpool does belong to the city, not to the football club.
I'm going to be watching all of this in front of my television in my living room, and I'm going to stay away from could be very bit of a warm or hot water of politics around and fanaticism, as we want to put it, fanatical, just emotional fanaticism around football. It sometimes gets a little bit too hot for my liking. But there's so much money there anyway, so everybody likes it. Thank you so much. Juliana, see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.